Most people don't stop learning because they don't want to learn. They stop because learning doesn't fit their life. They had plans to study, to upskill, to change direction, and then life happened. This is I Had Plans, a podcast about the moments when life doesn't follow the script and what we do next. If you've been enjoying the podcast, make sure you subscribe or follow wherever you listen. It really helps get the show out to more people who need it. All right, let's get into it today. For a few years, I lived in a remote area and I didn't always have access to the opportunities I wanted. If I wanted more, it actually meant one of three things: moving, compromising, or making do with whatever was available at that time. What that usually meant was the small local library or the early websites on a dial-up connection. Those were the days, do you remember, when you were kicked off the internet when someone called your landline? Yes, that was it. That was it. So when people talk about learning, like it's always been accessible, it hasn't. Not for everyone. And it still isn't, but it's a work in progress. Now, this experience stays with you because you realize early on that opportunity isn't evenly distributed, depends on location, timing, money, and it depends on systems that assume that everyone's life looks the same, and it doesn't. So when people ask me what is an LMS, short for Learning Management System, is often described as software used to manage learning. It's where learning lives. For me, I like to describe it as an access tool, one that removes barriers, that lets learning bend around life instead of demanding perfect conditions. And we all know these perfect conditions rarely come. And that brings me to Moodle, my favorite LMS. Not just widely used, but it was built by someone who understood disconnection firsthand. He lived in a remote area, learned through distance education, and knew that there was a problem here to solve. It's no surprise that distance education has deep roots in Australia. We adopted it out of necessity, not trend. Moodle exists because someone had plans, and reality helped shape them. And yes, LMS platforms absolutely open doors for people in remote locations. But that's only part of the story. They open doors for people who can't attend classes at fixed times, are changing careers later in life, are managing health, caring, financial pressures, need skills, not status, need access before confidence. This is learning that works with life, not against it. And this is also why I love working in this field, not because of the tech, but because I know what it feels like when access is limited. And I know what it means to help remove even one of those limits. Knowing that something I work on might help someone learn a new skill, open a new door, or take a first step they thought was never possible, that matters. And to me, that's real impact. LMS platforms are not about replacing education. They're about keeping learning possible when plans change. They let people pause without quitting. They let people start again without starting over. And they let people find another way forward. Most of us had plans for how learning would look: classrooms, timetables, pathways. But the people who keep moving forward are the ones who adapt when the plan no longer fits. And sometimes the plan doesn't fail. It just evolves. I had plans, and when they changed, I found another way forward.